Okay, just making sure we're good, which we are. Okay, right? Yeah, there we go. I hear it better. Okay, fabulous. So we have some fun stuff to go over, and I am so excited for the feedback on the Google Hangouts last night and also on our area call. So, and of course, picking up the BMW, was that amazing? Awesome. So let's first go over the update. And I'm going to first talk about those that put their information as far as their hot news and the update. So we have Brittany, who is excited to attend Club Red at Julia Nichols' house. Let's give her a power clap. Yay! Reagan, I know it's so hard to do that, right? Reagan is happy to still be able to connect and work her business despite all the snow because she's up there in Colorado. So let's give her a power clap. Yay! Stephanie is excited she'll get a gold medal this month. Yay, Stephanie! Let's give her a Christy is excited about her vision for success and can't wait for what success comes next. So let's give her a power clap. Yay! And Alice is excited she'll get to go to career conference. So yay for Alice. So yay. Okay, I really power clap. It's so hard.
Just have them.
I'm power clap. It's just so hard for me. Well, I guess because I don't have a hand. Anyway, okay.
Give her applause.
I know, right? So let's just give everybody applause. Yay! Thank you. Okay. It's because I want to clap. That's what the issue is. Okay, so also, if your hot news is on here, we would love to have you, if we have time, we're going to have you share that. So I'd love to hear why you love your Mary Kay business this week. So that's awesome. Okay, first of all, I would like to recognize anyone who has called the $1 million message at all this last week. Stand up. If you called once. Yeah, they're forgetting. Okay, let's give them a big hand. Okay, so if you have not called, then let's put it in your phone so you remember to call because they have been powerful. Definitely really good to listen to. So the number is on here. So if you don't already have it in your phone, you can go ahead and get that. But it will really help because there's just some great messages. Also, the how-to hotline. How many of you have called the how-to hotline at least once? Yay, awesome, great. Okay, let's another big round of applause. Yay, awesome. Okay, so that is so not accurate. Okay, anyway, squirrel. Okay, so next we have, of course, the start quarter, which ends with
March 15th.
Okay, so exciting, and you can see how far away you are if you've already placed an order for this quarter. If not, that's okay. Let's work on that because it'll definitely help. And then our 13% increase, so that is definitely not accurate because last year's February, our team production was over 19,000 in team production. That means that our team production this month needs to be over 22,000.
Nice.
So that means we have got to.
That's wrong.
Yeah, so that means we have got to put a pedal to the metal. So exciting. So definitely, one big thing. Oh, and I forgot it on the printer. So sad. Okay, directing your month. So I need to bring a paper to Tammy tomorrow because we have a director meeting. And if you all remember, I am boxing Tammy after every unit meeting, and letting her know how it went and who's doing what, right? You have to remember that. So I definitely need to know what your goals are for this month, just this month, and where you want to go, because I need to turn that into Tammy tomorrow.
Wait, turn it on.
So we'll talk about that too. Yeah, if I already know, that helps. But you can definitely tell me after too. Okay, so let's talk about what's coming up this next week. So I know it is very warm. So I'm going to go see if Camille will turn it down because Camille's in control of that, which is why we're all baking.
I'll go in just a minute.
Okay, so anyway, are you guys hot too?
It's hot.
Okay, good.
It is really hot.
Oh my God.
The fact that I know I'm on the Google Hangouts makes me want to wear the jacket. Okay. Wow, squirrel. I'm about to go to town. Anyway. Okay, so let me tell you about next week. Next week, we have our motivational. So meeting will start at 6. And that will be on the, I believe, that's the 11th. Okay. It doesn't have to be. So that is the 11th. So motivational will be at 6. Also, we have the tax lady coming. So it's going to be very helpful to come and hear more about how to work with your business, so taxes. And then on the 12th is supposed to be Faith and Fire. However, I forgot that I'm going out of town. Oops. Yeah. So we have to decide, do we want to do Faith and Fire or should we just plan on doing it for March with the activity of February? Because we didn't have anyone actually move up into the red position or move up a career path. so we don't have a red jacket panel.
So March.
Are we all okay with that?
Well, hold on.
Okay, well, March is
Yeah,
going
that's
to be
career
career
conference.
conference.
Oh, yeah, that is.
And the Thursday before is the NSD marketing.
Okay, so Faith and Fire is going to be on hold until until April. Yeah, so just so you know, and you will get recognized in April for your activity for February and March. So if you move up, one of those, obviously you want to keep moving, so we have lots to prize you with. But there will be no Faith and Fire on the 12th or for where we're all at career conference.
So then the 10th, we're not doing a Thursday meeting, correct?
Yes, on
March 10th?
March 10th.
Because that's the Thursday right before the con.
Yeah,
that is going to be, but that's when they're having a national,
National marketing.
And that's here.
That's where you want to be.
and that's here. So
It's
it won't
here,
be unit
so-
meeting, but there will be an event.
Okay.
So it's still going to be super powerful, and we all supported it. So
Absolutely.
So that's what's happening there. So we're all good? Okay. So we'll get that out there. Brittany, will you write that down so I remember to tell everybody else that's not here tonight? Since I don't have any quick. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, and then also, I have these fun things, and our cute Kaylin, right? Is that how I say your name?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Kaylin, this fun paper that says "I want the suit" is very hard to read. So she changed it up and is going to get that to me so I can email it out to you guys. But it's extremely hard to read, even when it's bigger. So I'm going to get that out there on Facebook, but there's some awesome fun stuff, and you get different prices, so it's going to be a blast. So I will get that out, so make sure you check it out and you can read it better. Yeah. And then also we are doing the Get Ready for Spring Break for the month for a career conference, and this is based on your parties, and I will put that on Facebook so it's bigger as well, so you can read it better. Okay, so that's kind of what's coming up. And one more thing before I forget, on Saturday's skincare class, what are we doing that's different on Saturday? Olive Garden, right? Yes. So Olive Garden is going to be offered. We need to know how many guests you have that will be attending for the Olive Garden part, because that's going to happen right after the skincare class. So if they're not planning on staying, then you don't need to worry about it. But if they are, then we need to know by 6 p.m. I have to let Kim know by 6 p.m. on Friday. So you need to let me know by 5 p.m. so I can let her know. But it is $3 per person, and then I pay the rest for you. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Tina.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, yay. Okay, I like that.
So what do you do if your guests don't show or cancel?
We will figure that out because we haven't played this game yet. So,
Okay.
so it will be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Yeah, that's kind of might be what happens. Or you take it home,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If her guests don't show up, she eats it or takes it home.
It might happen. So
I don't
it's,
want to pay like $12 for special stuff yet.
I would let people know that we are doing an Olive Garden dinner if you'd like to stay. And, so we just need to double confirm that since we are paying for it up front.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's going to make people more liable. And
Yeah.
if they don't show, then do you really want them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so that's that information and all the exciting things coming up, of course. So I got to tell you, February is one of my favorite months because there's so much that you can do in February. Like, it's just that time of year when things are like, we're just getting more excited, right? The January is over. Sometimes January gets a little like blah. Yeah, because we just got over Christmas. Oh, we blew a ton of money, right? And you find this like January is just kind of like slow motion. We're getting back there, but we're not as much as we were. So February, it's like everybody's starting to feel better, and it's exciting. So it is an amazing month, and I'm telling you this because do not let February slip through your fingers. If you feel like January you didn't get your goals that you had set, don't stress about it. It is over, and move forward with what you can do. And either way, any steps, any activity is progress. So I think take that and let's move forward to February and rock it out. Does that sound good? Yeah, because we have some big goals because I'm looking for how many directors? 8 directors. So we're moving, and this room is going to be full before you know it. So with that in mind, I want to share some posters that you can earn by moving up the career path. So this one is tracking the car. So when you go on target for your car, you're going to get this poster. And this is something you can hang up in your house or, whatever, your office, wherever you like to put stuff. But then you're tracking it when you go on target for your car, you get this. And also we have this one. Yay! So of course, I will be giving at least a minimum of 8 out of these, but this is tracking DIQ. So with this one, when you go into DIQ, you have your 10 active and you've submitted to the company, you will get your DIQ poster. So this is going to be awesome. And then it's showing your family too how committed you really are. You know what I mean? Because that's the big thing. You have people watching you and stuff like that. So obviously I don't want to take a lot of time with that because I know we had people that watched the Google Hangouts last night and it was so powerful that I definitely want to give time for that. But before I do want to do some recognition and I want to tell you guys about a paper that I have talked about before, but did you guys all get this paper? If not, you want to grab it. Yeah. Do you need one? Let's see. Did you get one? That's it. Okay, so let's talk about this paper. If this does not apply to you, do not sit here and beat yourself up. Okay, so this is if your goal is to move fast, then this is a great sheet for you. If this is not your goal, then that is okay. So I just want to make sure I say that up front. I don't want anyone to beat themselves up. Okay, so this is your weekly activity tracking, and this is to help you with DIQ and DIQ qualification period. So if you are sitting here saying, Tina, I want to be one of those 8, like I am committed, I am determined, then you really need to work on this paper. So this is 20 new faces a week. Okay, so let's think about that, because 20 new faces can sound a little stressful. Anybody go? Anybody? But let's break that down into parties. So that's really like 3 parties with 6 people, 6 or 7, right? Not that bad. Okay, so, and that's not even 5 parties a week. Okay, then 10 new bookings. I think that's a big deal, lifeline of your business, because when you don't have bookings, it like you get in the snowflake and then all of a sudden it's like there's a blizzard, right? It's really hard to come out of a blizzard. Yeah, 2 a day is really great, and that's really kind of what you're tracking is getting 2 a day, because this is for a week activity. 5 personal shares. So this is who you're sharing the business opportunity with, at least 5 people. And I want them to be more of like toe to toe. If you're bringing them to an event, that counts too. But, you know, really sharing, not telling about the business opportunity. Y'all know what I mean by that, right? Okay. And then 1 daily check-in. So that is checking in with me with Boxer, checking in with our group page, you know, just some way of checking in so we know what's going on, where we're at. Even if I don't get back to you, at least just some communication. Like I'm here, I'm doing this, you know, whatever. And then 50 new leads. That's going to come from your parties. You know how many of these you're going to be able to knock out by just holding a skincare class? Okay. This is going to be really easy, but this is something I want you to track and really keep a hold of if that is your goal. If it is not, that is okay. We'll move as fast as you'd like. Okay, so that's that information. And let's go ahead and do recognition, and then we'll talk about all the fun stuff from last night. So first, clocks. How many of you have at least 4 or 5 clocks done? Yay? Okay, stand up and get 4 or 5. Yay, yay. You don't have to. Come on up. Okay, so you guys have any pictures? What? Okay. Yes, let's do it. You don't want it?
Well, go back there and stand next to on either side of.
Yeah, come back here, baby.
Okay, yeah, I'm more space for 50.
Because I'm 52.
Oh, sorry. Here, take a picture. Let me give you the, you got okay, yay. Anybody else see 4 or 5 clocks? Okay. All right, so, and if you don't know, then you definitely want to track that. So it was place a $600 wholesale orders, 1, hold 5 or more parties, complete your 2015 tax checklist, attend unit meeting for all meetings, turn weekly accomplishment sheet every week or go back and fill them in, be a red jacket or higher, hold 10 or more interviews. Yeah.
Carissa. Carissa.
I like that when it's in there.
Thank you.
Okay, anyway, scroll. Enter 10 customers to PCP, attend January Jumpstart, or 1 more team member in the month. Okay, so anyway, so go ahead and take a picture. There you go. Okay, so these are, both of these are from Disneyland. So now, if you did 6 or 7 clocks, stand up. Yay! Okay, so and I know Brittany did the job, so here you go. It's Mickey! Yes, okay, so I'm like, you know, what do you take home from Disneyland that's not humongous? So, candy is always great. So, of course, we have our friend Mickey. I thought they were way cute. I'm like totally into that. So anyway, definitely congratulations on that. And I know that Brittany actually completed all of them. So Cynthia, you did.
I said.
Get 6. Okay, anybody else do any more than 6 or higher? Besides Brittany. Okay, awesome. So let's give Brittany a hand. So yay. Okay, Brittany. So Brittany also is going to be getting a watch, which is on its way. And she's also going to be getting half price from her conference. So that's exciting. So let's give her another big hand. So yay. Awesome, awesome. Now, and people watching, I know that I heard from Christy and I also heard from Alice on how many clocks she got filled out. So we'll get those in the mail to you. And if anybody else did clocks, just let me know. Okay, so next let's recognize our people that did activity last week. So if you personally put the product in any new faces last week, stand up. Yay! Okay, that's perfect. Okay, all right. So if you did put the product in at least 3 people, stay standing. Way to go, give them a hand. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. How many, Krista? 6. Awesome. 8. And 8. Let's give them a big round of applause. Okay, so way to go, Brittany. 8 faces. That's awesome. So I think let's seriously, next week is motivational. So let's really work on this sheet. So it is like, shut up. The parking unit is not playing. Like, no joke. Let's go to town. I think that's going to be really huge. So, and if that's making your stomach a little tight, then brainstorm right now. Who do you know? Who can you contact? Because I think one big issue is we keep thinking, and it's like a clock, right? Let's just do it and not think. So there's my thought for that. Okay, great. Thanks, Rick. Okay, next, if you have at least 1 new appointment on your book, stand up. Yay! Way to go. Give them a hand. You have at least 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Way to go. Okay, wait, stand back up. I need to know. So, Krista, how many?
New appointment?
Yeah. 7. Let's give her a hand. Yay! Awesome. Okay, just in case we make this a little bit louder for them. Oh, it's because it is louder back there. Okay, just kidding. You're good. Okay, and how many? 7. That's awesome, Lexi. Way to go. Yay. And Brittany? Right now I have 10. 10? Awesome. Let's give Brittany a hand. Yay. Okay, so I want to know, if you are excited about your bookings right now, I want you to tell us how many you have. Okay, so how many, if you're excited, raise your hand if you're excited about your booking. Because you know what, I gotta say, you know, if you have gotten 1 appointment on your books and you haven't in a long time or whatnot, you need to feel good about that. This is not about comparing yourself. It's about feeling good about what you are doing. So, yes. Can you put it on the mic so they can hear it?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, even if you haven't been doing something for a while or you've only had 1 a week, and you're moving up, that's like celebrate it, because I stopped for like 2 months and in 1 week got 7 appointments. So you can do it. Just do it.
Yay, way to go. I love your
Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Anybody else really excited? So, Amy, how many bookings do you have on your book?
1 party, and actually I'll be facialing my mom when she comes to visit later.
Awesome. Great. Yay. So good. Great to go. So yay. Okay. Anybody else excited about the bookings? Are you guys excited about your bookings? But you're working on it though. So that's still, you know.
People are interested in dates.
You need dates.
No dates.
Awesome.
Actual bookings just yet.
Okay, you know.
And then I did just send out some facials and bags, so they'll get back to me when they get it.
Yay. Awesome. Great. So I think this is going to be very helpful. So we'll keep moving together as a team. And also I want to say, just remember, when you guys are a star this quarter, what are we doing? Color Me Mine. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun, you guys. Color Me Mine. It is like you paint these like porcelain stuff, and then you pick what you want. It is so much fun. It is totally a paint night. It's going to be all Mary Kay people. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, because we'll fill it up. So you do not want to miss not being a star, and that's going to come from your faces. and your booking. So thank you. Okay, great. Next, I want to recognize everyone who shared the business opportunity at all this last week. Stand up. Yay, way to go. Woo-hoo. Okay, Stacey, I need you to share the business with at least 2, 3, good job, 4. Hey, way to go, 5, 6. Way to go. Okay, so Cynthia rocked it out. How many, Cynthia?
I did 7.
Woo! Way to go. So exciting. Okay, so Cynthia, where did you do those 7 interviews?
Here. All of them were here but one, and that was over the phone. But all the rest were here.
When? Did you?
With Dita Stillman, I had 5 people, and then Saturday skincare class, my guest stayed and listened. And then I did one over the phone.
That's awesome.
Woo, woo. Okay, yay. All right, and that leads me to the next question. If you have a new team member in this last week, go ahead and stand up. Well, I personally have a new team member, but I don't count myself. So, you guys, we are going to be rocking the house, right? So, working on this paper, again, this is your new favorite paper. It's easy and simple and doable. So, awesome. Okay, now, of course, sales. If you opened your doors at all this last week, go ahead and stand up. Awesome, yay. Okay, great. Thanks, Sammy, if you sold at least $50. Fabulous, 100, 150. Way to go, 200. I can't stop. 250, 300. Yay, they have Star Week. Let's give them a big hand. Okay, so, let's 350, 400. Way to go. So how much, Brittany? 350. 350, let's give her a hand. Yay. And Cynthia, how many?
433.
433.
So that is so exciting. How much time did you spend to get 433 and stuff?
Probably like 4 hours.
Like 4 hours when she said she had $433 in sales. I would not say that's bad because that's more than $50 an hour in profit, right? So that's awesome. So way to go, Cynthia. Let's give her a big hand.
I like how you guys laugh so the camera's like, she's like, guys are making her
Anyway, awesome. Way to go. Okay, and is there any other hot news that you guys are excited about? Cynthia.
I am so excited about the Make-A-Wish Day. So I sent out some Facebook messages last week to friends of one of my friends, and one of them got back to me today, and she says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry it took me so long. And I'm like, oh, please, I'm just happy you replied. And she's like, I would absolutely love to help. And so we just messaged back and forth, and so she set up a class, and she's, you know,
Nice.
yeah, it's like not just gonna be her, it's a class. So she's like, I'm just so excited to support Make-A-Wish. So it works.
Amen.
Yay, way to go, Cynthia. That's awesome. Okay, so I, at the end, am going to ask, because I'm hoping we have enough time, why you love your Mary Kay business this week. So I will go around and just give you a heads up. But before we do, I really want to talk about the fun stuff that happened last night. Of course, I will talk about BMW, and then I'm going to leave it open for you guys to talk about the Google Hangouts last night and the area call, because I know it was powerful. So first, the car, oh my gosh, so much fun. So again, if you were there, it was a blast. So we'll actually have possession of that car tomorrow, hopefully. So they're working on some last minute paperwork, and anyway, that will be coming, but really in the big picture, such a small thing, you know, like no big deal, we're good.
Still getting
Right, I'm getting a BMW, so and it's really, wow, talk about, right, no big deal. And besides that, John's family is buying the car, the boyfriend's family, those you don't know, is buying the cars, my Equinox, so it works out, like, yeah, I'm just driving their car at the moment, you know, but, you know, I definitely think wow, what an amazing company. And I've got to say that BMW has been so phenomenal to work with. I'm so impressed. So it's been really neat. But you guys, this BMW is such a win for all of us. This was not a Tina thing. This was a team thing. You know, and I just cannot say thank you enough, because this would not have happened if it wasn't for every single one of you. All of your little, even if you did a $1 order, that made a difference. And I know on that last day, we came up with $5,000 out of thin air. It was really a fun event. But, you know, some of you did small orders of that last day because you were working on last minute customer orders. And every single penny made a difference. Because again, we barely crossed that finish line, but we crossed that finish line, and it was together as a team. And we, again, would not have done that without every single one of you. And to our customers, we wouldn't have done that without them. So I just wanted to say thank you for making that a possibility for us, because that was a huge thing. So thank you, thank you. So there's my BMW thought, but I would love the feedback first from the Google Hangouts. How many of you watched that Google Hangouts?
Not yet.
Okay, fabulous. So I'm going to give you a chance to tell us your takeaways, and then we'll kind of go on to the area call. How many of you were on the area call? Okay, awesome. So those of you who were on the area call, we'll have you talk about that. And those of you who were on the Google Hangouts, we'll just kind of rotate. So, but I would like it, because of the video, if you could come stand here and tell, you know, just share. And those of you who were not on the Google Hangouts, let's definitely take notes if we can. So Stephanie, I'm going to have you come first. Is that okay? Are you ready? So you want to be up here? That works. Perfect. Okay. I want to be able to take my own notes, so I want paper. So, okay. Yay. And then, Amy, if you want to just come up right up.
Okay, last night's Google Hangout had
Put it closer to your mouth.
National Sales Director Diana Sumter, and I just wanted to jump in. She had a lot of things about identifying good quality recruits, which is something I've always struggled with. A lot of times I'm interviewing people that like really, you know, maybe you don't want to be working with, or, you know, whatever. But she kind of went through and she had this whole thing that she does at her parties. So I was trying to figure out where that part actually started, where she would ask questions on how to find these individuals. It's not like you're going to say no to someone who doesn't fit, you know, your qualifications, but, you know, these are the ones you want to zero in on. These are the ones you really want to actively go after and try and recruit. And so, okay, there we go. She started out by, you know, when she asks them, tell me a little bit about you, and then are they telling you a success story no matter where they are in life? Like, I think her example was, you know, I'm a single parent, but I'm going to school for this. You know, are they telling it in a positive way, or are they telling you kind of a sob story? You know, what is their outlook like? And then the next one, sorry, I was reading really fast last night, so I'm kind of decrypting what's on here. The next one she asked was, who started working at 16 or younger? You know, who has a work ethic is what that one's for. And then the other one she said was, who played on a championship team? You know, just kind of silly questions that don't mean much to them, but obviously you can kind of see where we're coming from. Do they work well on a team? Do they have a work ethic? And this kind of came in the middle, but she was saying that you want to be more of a coach and not so much of a counselor, because she spent a lot of time doing that and it kind of slowed things up for her. The next one was asking them what brings them joy. And then that's kind of how you can gear and make sure you hit the points for them during the interview. And the next one was, what makes you a great, you know, whatever it is, like mother or teacher, you know, whatever it is that they do. What makes you great at that? And then the next one was, tell me a time when you were most successful. And if they have friends there and they're not finding anything, you ask the friends, you know, when were they successful? Because yeah, you're trying to zero in and find the people you want to interview and stuff, but she also said you want them to leave feeling good inside and out, which really, that's something I always struggled with too, is like trying to figure out how to integrate that as well, because I did want them to leave happy. So yeah, you turn to the friends then and say, what is it about her that is successful? And then The last one was, if you were guaranteed not to fail, what would your dream life look like? And she was asking that at the party, because I've asked that in interviews, one-on-one, but like not kind of in the whole, and I had never thought of doing that before. And then one of the things that she was saying that she rewords, and I hadn't thought about this either, was, saying, what would stop you from working with me and Mary Kay, instead of saying, start a Mary Kay business or something that makes it more approachable, instead of like, I'm not trying to recruit you, I mean, you are, but like you want to work with them. It's a different mindset.
It's hard to say no to a friend.
Yeah, and it's hard. Yeah, it's harder to say no, with that approach. So that's what I really liked. Is she had a lot of other things, but that's what I liked, because it just helps you zero in on good candidates instead of maybe taking time on people. Like I said, you're not going to say no because they don't fit, this profile, but it helps you identify those people a little bit better. And that was my big takeaway from Google Hangout.
Bring the mic, get past me, speaking for church.
Sitting there because I'm already nervous. Because I get nervous at church. Pretty much like what Stephanie's saying. Those were my big takeaways. I like just basically how she does close it out. She looks for the ones who are enthusiastic, giving out compliments and things like that. Yeah, she goes in order, especially like, and that's the order she'll start with. So she'll look at the ones first that are giving out the compliments, being enthusiastic. She'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a circle. It could be just like totally random how she does it. And then number 6 could be like the ones who are like really the naysayers of the group the whole entire time, that just aren't really interested or just knocking everything. And they're just finding every little thing to nitpick at. So she would start with number 1, and then say if that person number 6 had to go, they're like, okay, it's fun having you, things like that, and we'll catch up later. And then she would just continue with the first person. Because really that's who you want to work with, is those who are really positive and outgoing, energetic, and very enthusiastic and want to make a change in their life. The other thing was the why. You have to have a big why, an emotional why. And it also helps to, like, she tells her I story in like a couple minutes, and she had a big I story, what she had told. I mean, I can't even remember it all, but she just went into everything on how she actually came into Mary Kay. And she started out really rough too, like most of us in this room, I imagine. But yeah, so those are the big things that I took away.
Awesome. Great, thank you.
Stand in front.
I got one someplace to sit.
Oh,
Okay.
no, it's all sorry.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. So there's a couple of other things besides that. There's a lot of things that I am going to, as hard as it is to change my skincare class, I am going to implement it into my skincare class. One of the ones that she talked about, and I did go online and find it, was she, at the very beginning of her class, she has created a thing that she calls Why Wash Your Face with Mary Kay. And she talked about it. I haven't really read through it yet just because I just really found it today. And then she was really just talking about that we need to raise the bar and bring in the cream of the crop. And a couple of other things that she does is with her eye story, she doesn't just say like her, like really how she came into Mary Kay, but she makes sure that she incorporates all of the objections that you can get in her eye story. And then the other thing that I really liked is at the very beginning of her skincare classes, she has everybody take a selfie and post it on Facebook. And then the person with the most likes will get a gift at the end. And if it's a facial or double facial, they have to get at least 25 likes. And she has them say something with it, but I didn't have time to write that down, and I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to be watching it again because I could not write fast enough with how fast she was talking. But other than what we've kind of already talked about, those were the other things. So.
The one thing she said is, are you just
sorry, there's one other thing that just popped into my head that she said when she was having them post their pictures on Facebook and the likes and stuff was to write down the people who had liked it and kind of use that as a referral list.
Yeah.
So that was something else. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but it did.
I did just see one more thing at like the very top of my notes. I don't know how I missed it, but at the very beginning of the Hangouts, this is when she interviewed the DIQ, and I don't remember all the DIQ's numbers for this week, but one thing she talked about is intentionality, and the DIQ explained like she's intentional in literally everything she does. Like when she's out and about, she makes sure that she does not go home without a new team member, a new party book, or she is very intentional about what she does. And so just being intentional about everything you do and everywhere you go.
Yay. Okay, so next let's talk about the area call. Okay, so area call. How many of you again were on the area call? Fabulous. Okay, so we're going to start with Cynthia, and then we'll go around on who was on the area call, because I definitely love to hear about that as well. I felt it, don't worry.
What? The what?
I felt it. I ignored the look, but I felt it.
What I thought was awesome was just hearing how Kristen finished her car and how, you, even when tragedy hits you, you got to keep going. And because she had shared it with everybody and everybody knew, I think because of her tragedy, I think people were even more willing to step up and help her, like, oh my gosh, like we have to like rally around her, and that's awesome, because if you don't share your goal with people, how can they help you, So that was just huge. I mean, of course, prior to her knowing what was going to happen, but I mean, she's there in the hospital, and all the nurses are like, what are you doing? I'm running my car. You know what I mean? Like, that's huge. You got to tell people around you what you're doing so that they can get excited for you. Because even people that aren't in Mary Kay, they're excited to see people win, and they might not have a lot going on in their own life, but if they can be there as part of your cheer team, like it gives them something to feel part of. So I thought that was really cool. Was I the only one on the call?
No, both of us.
Okay.
Sorry.
Who's next?
Were you on it last week?
Oh. One thing that Tammy definitely said was to get passionate about everything that we do. And the biggest thing that she was going to be giving on the call was inspiration, motivation, and education. And then she asked this question: ask yourself, when will the time finally be right for you and your family to finally be living the life you deserve? And that really struck a chord, because I know with everything that's going on in our family, we could be in a better place. And if you just look to your starter kit, all the answers are there that you need. Another thing that Kristen had mentioned is she asked us if you had paper in front of you to draw 2 circles and then make sure that they were connected.
That diagrams.
Yeah. And so the one circle would be truth, the next circle would be belief, and the ones really connected in the center is knowledge. She says, stay consistent with your facials and parties. If you work smarter, you work smarter, not harder. You work smarter, you'll still be able to get the same amount of work done, but you don't have to work as hard as you think. As far as, trying to do everything and just push yourself to where you can't even get anything done. And if you have a goal that is written on your heart, your mind, and your soul, that has come from the Lord. And that goal, I said that wrong. You have a goal on your heart, your mind, and soul. The Lord will place people in your path. So if you have a goal that is written on your heart and everything like that, it came from the Lord as well. And it's your job to fulfill that goal and help it to come to fruition. Otherwise, if it's there and you're not doing anything, He's not going to help you. She also talks about sharing the Amy Kemp video at all the interviews. make it part of your interview process. You put in the work and God bless the efforts, and also to dig deep to find your grit and become the champion that you can be.
They kind of covered most of everything else, but I was kind of, I guess, looking things up as we were going through the call. I sent Tina these. I don't know if you got them yet. But they've been talking about certain words, and a little bit of background on me. I have a bachelor's degree in graphic design, and semantics and semiotics, which is words and how they're used and everything, was part of what I learned and studied and really enjoyed about it. And so every time they're mentioning like a big word or something they're saying is important, I look it up and write down the definitions. And the 3 words they had last night were, I don't know, they all 3 kind of hit me. And the first one, we kind of mentioned them already, was grit. And I looked up the definition that I found in Webster's was firmness of mind or spirit, unyielding courage in the face of hardness or danger. And I mean, that kind of, once again, hearing Kristen's story, you know, that really hit home, you know, as to exactly what grit is, and you know, that you can work through anything. So I forget what Tammy said, but was it choosing weakness or something? I don't remember the exact wording she said, but it was something like that. You know, if she can do this, you're making excuses, basically. The other word that they brought up was champion, and the definition I found was someone who fights or speaks publicly in support of a person, belief, or cause. I never actually looked these 3 words up, by the way, so it's interesting to see it, you know, from a definition point of view. And then the last one that Tammy did mention was passion, and it's a strong feeling of enthusiasm or excitement for something or about doing something. And that one kind of confused me a little bit when I first started, because I kind of thought of passion as an emotion, but it's not really. Like, it can be tied to emotions, but it isn't necessarily ruled over by emotions. And you don't have to be feeling good or feeling excited to have passion at that time. And that was something that I've kind of been figuring out with various things that I've gone through in the last year. And that one was probably the most important one, or the most important thing I got out of the call last night, was just, you know, having passion and keeping that alive, which is, you do that by being in a meeting, going to company events and everything, because it's super easy to just kind of stop. And then you kind of forget why. And so that was something that's more spurred on, I think, by knowledge and by experience than emotion. And that was just kind of a bit of an epiphany last night, I guess, that I had.
I couldn't remember what exactly Tammy had said either, but it was the weaknesses that we give into. It's just, we have to get out of getting into our weaknesses.
Yeah, what she just said, if people want to Google Hangouts, was basically Tammy was saying that, you know, we're giving into weakness when we let things, you know, when we choose not to do things, or when we come up with excuses, you know. So she said something about choosing weakness, but I don't know.
Yeah, we choose the weakness because it's easier.
We choosing weakness because it's easier. So yeah, that's, you know, another thing from last night was just, you know, you have to choose. It is very intentional. It's a decision.
Can I share something?
Absolutely.
I wasn't on the area call, but last night I had to work later than I planned. By the time I got home, I was going to bed, but I did read something last night that was a quote that actually goes along with what was said in the area call. So I think that's kind of, yeah. The quote was, a champion is someone who gets up even when they can't. And that was, I just fell in love with that quote last night, because even when you feel like you can't get up, even when you feel like you've been knocked down and it's too hard, if you're going to be a champion, you're going to get up anyway. A champion is someone who gets up even when they can't.
And I think, what was it, Tammy? I think that's part of what Kristen was saying too, and what Tammy was telling Kristen is that instead of, because of the tragedy that had happened in her family recently, instead of.
Will you share that? So, because how many of you don't know what she's talking about? She said the tragedy. Do any of you not know? Okay, so share.
Okay, did you want me to share it or?
Well, yeah,
So for those that don't know, Kristen shared what had happened and that what took place a few weeks ago. And I am gonna be, sorry, I'm gonna bawl, because it made me bawl last night. For those that don't know, she had, a few days before her baby was born, or due to be born, she went in and everything was fine with the baby, and everything was normal. They had the heartbeat, everything. And then she ended up going in for something, and I can't remember what was, she was going into labor. And they went and checked the baby's heartbeat. There was no heartbeat. And she had to go into labor and go through all of it, only to, I'm sorry,
you're my friend.
only to give birth to a stillborn child, her daughter. And they ended up burying her this past weekend, had the ceremony and everything. And it really hit hard because even though I didn't go through exactly what she went through, I did go through a miscarriage myself, so it really hit home. And so Tammy was telling her, your family is so proud of you because you could have just curled up in fetal position, but you didn't, you kept going. She kept going, and she's actually determined to keep herself strong so that she doesn't get into that depression, because that was one thing she feared, was getting to depression because of what had just happened. And she's made the decision to overcome it and to keep moving on. And she has mentioned, yes, she still is sad about it, and she's cried off and on about it, and it's understandable. Because the baby came into this world on the 13th of January. Anyway, and so Tammy said, not only is her family proud of her, but her daughter up in heaven is just as proud. She's looking down on her mom and her family. And so that's basically what had happened, and she kept on going. She is a true champion in mind, body, soul, everything.
Ready. You want to share it?
I wasn't able to listen to all of it. It kept cutting off.
Yeah, let me say you can come in. Yes.
Yeah, I was not feeling good last night, so I got sick, but I tried it twice today and it wouldn't let me listen.
Hopefully everyone more the finishing spray today.
If you don't, here's one, I'm just kidding.
It's really for that.
Yeah.
Or at least waterproof mascara.
Well, and those of you who didn't know about that, we found out, leadership. Yeah, and Kendall is her director, and it was Kendall's birthday. So it was, we were all on that. And the fact that she has really moved forward, champion, wow, it amazes me, because we were dying for her. So it was emotional. It's okay, so I'm gonna move on from that. So I don't sit here and cry too. But what's holding you back? What's stopping you? And it might be because you're just in your head. So my big advice for you for February is, don't let a day go by and regret that you did. Because really, I think if you treat every single day like it's the last day of the month, where will you win when it is the last day of the month? What will you be recognized for at her conference? It's going to be amazing. And also, Sean Key is coming. Who's so excited? Shut the front door. Okay, if you don't know who Sean Key is, you're going to be so glad when you find out who he is. He is amazing.
He's actually, Diana Sumter, what we talked about with what she implements in her skincare class, she took that from Sean Key.
Yeah, so Sean Key is amazing.
Didn't TV share a box on Facebook?
Yes. Yep, and you want a gold medal. Gold medal is 5 new team members. They don't necessarily have to be active, but 5 new team members. However, if you get 3 of them active, then guess what you get? The luncheon. So you don't have to pay for your meal. Oh, so exciting. And it's really yummy, and you get dessert with it. So it's awesome. Anyway, so it is going to be amazing, you guys. But seriously, if you have not been able to watch that Google Hangouts and you'd like the information, let me know and I can get it to you. Chris, you should have gotten yours. I sent it to you in a text. And, but the area call, all that is recorded, so you can go back and listen to that because it was just so powerful. So that's all I have, but before I give up the mic, I know we're a little bit late, but I'd love for you to share why you love your Mary Kay this week. So I personally love my Mary Kay because it is the Mary Kay family. It's the girlfriends. It's just such a great environment. So I love all that support that we give each other. So that's why I love my Mary Kay. And let's keep this like short, but to the point. So go ahead and tell us why you love your Mary Kay. We'll pass it along. Thank you. Why you love it? Why you love it? I just shared mine.
A million things.
This week, what's on your heart?
Oh, just building my future unit and changing people's lives.
Thank you. Yay, yeah. I don't know why I
The money.
Yay!
I'll be kind of selfish. I mean, I like changing lives, but Yuri said it, so. I'm not kidding. Like with last week's sales and this week's, I've sold almost $800.
Woo woo! And Valentine's Day, definitely talk to the men and women.
I'm just glad it's always here.
Yay, well, we're glad to have you.
Getting new bookings and we're getting ready to hear from the facials and bag.
Awesome, great.
The girlfriend time, friends, and hanging out.
I just like always having a goal to work on.
Awesome, great.
My goals.
Yay, right? That's awesome. That's good too.
Okay, I just love sharing the business. I've really been focusing on recording my interviews, and I've done 6 this week already.
Cool.
John, you want to share? Because you are, Mary Kay man here.
Well, yeah, and from that perspective, I really enjoy that. This is really not similar to anything else in the world. It's the third quarter, the fourth quarter of your game, and you're down. They've got you beaten, and you're not going to win. You can still pull out $5,000 at the last minute and win the game. It's possible. That's not how this business works. You can do whatever it is you think you need to do. If you believe that you can do it and you don't stop. As long as you don't stop, you can achieve whatever you need to achieve.
Thank you. Yay. Awesome. Well, you guys, let's make it a powerful week, but I'd love to see your posts on Facebook and definitely keeping that. And I'm loving the 9 a.m. club with Boxer, so it's been fun. But definitely let's keep in touch there and let's run to that finish line. Oh, and you guys check out these flyers too. Of course, we have our terms. We have a director debut on Tuesday. So check these flyers out. And career conference, if you haven't registered, get registered ASAP because it will sell out. So yeah, let's make it a fabulous week.
It's way too dry. If I up and say, don't ever make complaints.